Hey there, Saints. I hope you're doing well on this rainy Wednesday. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotional for you. I'm going to start with a reading from C.S. Lewis. This one is excerpted from Mere Christianity, and the topic today is on how to love. The rule for all of us is perfectly simple. Do not waste time bothering whether you love your neighbor. Act as if you did. As soon as we do this, we find one of the great secrets. When you're behaving as if you love someone, you will presently come to love him. If you injure someone you dislike, you will find yourself disliking him more. If you do him a good turn, you will find yourself disliking him less. There is indeed one exception. If you do him a good turn, not to please God and obey the law of charity, but to show him what a fine forgiving chap you are, and to put him in your debt, and then sit down and wait for his gratitude, you will probably be disappointed. People are not fools. They have a very quick eye for anything like showing off or patronage. But when we do good to another self, just because it is a self made like us by God, and desiring its own happiness as we desire ours, we shall have learned to love it a little more, or at least to dislike it less. I think that's such a practical and valuable lesson that it's hard to learn, but has been helpful for me for many years now. This idea that we don't reason ourselves into loving another person. We can't change our attitude simply by thinking about it, pondering it, mulling it over. What really changes our hearts actually comes from our behavior more than from our thoughts and our head. It's weird, but you see this working in a lot of ways. When there's a difference between what we think and what we do, philosophers call that a cognitive dissonance, and usually one or the other is going to shift in order to get in line. And what do you think is easier, to change your mind or to change your behavior? Lewis points out that it's really, strangely enough, easier to change your behavior. And once your behavior starts changing, then your mind starts changing along with it. There are some people who are hard for us to love, hard for us to get along with, hard for us to appreciate because of the way that they treat us or because of the values that they express, the viewpoints that they hold. They just seem like they're not somebody that we want to care very much about. And the simplest way, the best way to learn to love them is to do for them those things that would be loving, whether or not we feel like doing it. We can use this in so many applications. We can use this in our home life. We can use this in our marriages. We can use this when dealing with our brother or sister or whoever else we live with who really gets under our skin. We can use this at work. We can use this at school. No matter where we have conflict with people, the better we treat them, the better we will start to think about them. It's amazing. I learned from one of my previous pastor supervisors when I was dealing with a person in another church in another call that I was having a very hard time with. She told me, pray for her. Pray for her, because it's hard to stay angry at someone you're praying for. And it works. Of course, we don't pray that that person will figure it out and come around and stop being such a jerk. That's not going to be a fruitful prayer. But when we're praying to God for the actual good of this person, when we're praying that we desire good things for them, we desire God to care for them and to encourage them and uplift them and make their life better, when we care for another person like that, it's very hard to stay angry at them, because what we're doing is we're valuing them with our own actions. And once we've seen ourselves doing that, we start to understand why God values them a little bit better. Saints, I hope that's helpful for you as you learn to love those around you. I hope you can put that into practice this week, and I hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe. I'll talk to you later. Take care.